This week, I would love to share 2 messages that I got from clients that I haven't worked with for a period of time. And it's not uncommon that when I work with a client and we come to the end of our work, they've got the tools and techniques to help them carry on, they're still a little way from their ultimate end goal. The work that we do sets them up on the path, and then they can continue going down that path without my support. So it leaves me often never quite being sure, did they hit that goal or not? And this week I had 2 messages on the same day, ironically a Monday morning, from 2 such clients. One of them was a lady who had been in an abusive relationship. She managed to get out of that relationship along with her young daughter, had a series of other relationships that hadn't worked out, but she was desperate to be in a loving relationship, but also to give her love to another child. And as time went on, that proverbial biological clock was ticking, and she became very anxious to the border of depression, that time was running out for her. She would never be able to have that second child. So one of the things we started exploring was it actually a pregnancy, delivering another child into the world was the priority, or was it about giving of her love to another young human being? And that's what she realized was important to her. It didn't matter to her that it had to be her own child. She wanted to not only have a sibling for her own daughter, but to share the love that she had for children. And we lost touch for a little period of time. But then she got back in touch and said, I've met someone who's amazing. But the problem is now my daughter doesn't want to share me. She's so used to the 2 of us being on our own that she's got some real anger problems every time he comes home or we try and spend time all together. So we did a little side loop of working with her daughter. And the message that I got from her on Monday morning was that her new partner and his 2 children, her and her daughter, were all on holiday together, having an amazing time. And not only had her daughter embraced this new setup, she was planning their wedding, and the house was on the market and they were seeking to buy a home for all 5 of them to live together. That was something that in a therapeutic environment wasn't even on her radar as a possibility. And it's one of the many things that I love in the work that I do is even then a goal can be there, where they end up is even better. And the second story was along the same lines, but a much younger lady who had become aware that she had fertility problems and similarly was desperate to have a young child, to the point that she'd even started considering having artificial insemination and bringing a child up on her own. But she sent me pictures of her and her husband and a beautiful little girl that she had just brought into the world less than 24 hours before. They're stories that reinforce for me how powerful hypnotherapy is, and when you believe that things can be different, hope can not only take you where you want it to go, but can actually lead you to a point that was better than you ever imagined it could be. So if you're in a place where you're thinking, perhaps I'm running out of time, or that could never work for me, let's have a chat. Because whilst there's even a glimmer of hope, that's something that we can then expand and build on. And it's never, ever too late. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this has inspired you, and I'll be back next week with another edition of Diary of a Hypnotherapist, my way of sharing a little bit more about what a hypnotherapist actually does as a way of helping people decide maybe it's worth them exploring too. Bye-bye for now.